Welcome to the quiz show that demands nothing less than perfection. Behind this screen are 4 contestants who will be hoping their knowledge is flawless because one single mistake could give the game away. This is perfection. Hello and welcome to Perfection, the quiz show where only perfect play is good enough. Behind me are the contestants. We call them the usual suspects. They're in our isolation room. In a moment, we'll find out which one of them has been randomly selected to join me here to play Perfection. They will then face a series of true or false statements. For example, if I said Vienna is home to the famous Spanish riding school, would you say that's true or false? Well, if you'd said true, I can tell you you'd be right. Answering true or false might seem easy, but if the contestant gets a single answer wrong, their opponents, the usual suspects, will be allowed into the game to capitalise on their mistakes. Now, each usual suspect will play a maximum of 8 games, so they will need to think carefully and strategically about how to play the perfect game and when to come down to help. So, you know how the game works? Let's meet the usual suspects.
Hi, my name's Patricia and I'm from Stockport. I'm a support worker and this is my first game.
Hi, my name is Graham. I'm from Rye in East Sussex. I'm a self-employed joiner and this is my second game.
Hi, I'm Beth. I'm from Oldham. I'm a beauty advisor and this is my 5th game.
Hi, I'm Phil. I'm from Walsall. I'm a business intelligence developer and this is my 7th game.
Best of luck to you all, especially Phil, as it's your 7th game and you're only allowed 8. Best of luck to you all as we now find out which one of you has been randomly picked to play Perfection. Patricia, it's you. Please come down and join me. Patricia, welcome to the game. Seat 1 strikes again. Straight in, straight down. Would you have liked to have played a few games up there to get used to it?
I would have really.
Yeah,
but
a little bit nerve-wracking, I guess.
Absolutely, yeah. But I had a funny feeling it'd be me.
But it does happen a lot, that seat 1.
It happened a few times.
Yeah, absolutely. Patricia, it's now you versus the usual suspects. They were your teammates. They're now very definitely your enemies. Their job is to stop you from winning the prize fund because your failure will mean the prize money rolls over to the next game where one of them could be playing it down here for a bigger total. Now, every game on Perfection is worth £1,000. Here's the good news for you. No one's won the last 2 games, so the prize fund currently stands at £3,000. So what will you be spending the £3,000 on?
Well, I haven't had a holiday for a while because I had a baby a year ago.
Congratulations.
Thank you. So probably just down to France, southwest France.
All right, well, best of luck. Here's how the game works. You'll play 3 rounds and then a final. Every round that you achieve perfection will make the final easier for you. However, if your performance is anything less than perfect, the usual suspects here will have a chance to step in and steal the round, making the final harder for you. Usual suspects, it's time to switch you off for now, so you can't see or hear anything. Cheerio. Each round consists of 4 true or false statements. You'll be answering against the clock. You'll only have 45 seconds. And once you've given an answer, your first answer, it will be locked in. Ready to get started?
Go on then.
Let's play Perfection. Round 1, your 45 seconds start now. A metre is equal to 20 inches.
I'm going to say false for that one.
False. The TV drama House of Cards is set in Las Vegas.
I don't think so, no. I'm going to say false for that one.
False. Bayern Munich's home ground is the Mestola Stadium.
Oh dear, not good at football. I'm going to say false again.
False. And finally, vache is the French word for a cow.
I think it might be, yeah. I'll say true for that one.
True, and with time to spare, you've answered all 4 statements. How was that?
It's nerve-wracking, yeah, and you find that you can't think properly. So I have to just try and relax a bit.
Relax,
and just
breathe. Before we reveal how well you've done, it's time for us to bring back the usual suspects. So these are the 4 statements, and next to them are Patricia's answers. Phil, start us off here.
I'm unsure on B, but the rest are all the answers I would have given.
Hello, Beth. What do you think's going on with these answers?
I do think B may actually be true.
Graham, is this perfection?
I'm not sure on C, but I think the rest are good.
OK, Patricia, the moment of truth. You need to have answered all 4 statements perfectly to have won the round. Let's find out how many are correct. Congratulations, Patricia. You have achieved perfection. Let's have a look at those answers in more detail. Shall we? A metre is equal to 20 inches. You said that was false, and of course we now know it is false. 39.37 inches. The TV drama House of Cards is set in Las Vegas. True or false? Yeah, it's false. In actual fact, it's set in Washington. It's a sort of political drama. Bayern Munich's home ground is the Mestalla Stadium. Is that true or false? False, of course. It's the Allianz Arena. Vache is the French word for a cow. True or false? Yes, it's true, as in how now, Brune Vache. So, Patricia, as a result of that perfect performance, you've made winning the prize fund a lot easier. This is your final board appearing in front of you. These 6 blank spaces need to be filled with subject categories. Here are your final round category options, starting with London, running through motoring, onto Kubrick, and then on to FA Cup, with many more in between. Now, because you won the round, you've earned the right to choose 2 categories of your choice for the board. Fire away.
I think I'll start off with Kubrick.
Kubrick goes into the
Yes.
final, and
London.
London joins Kubrick. Very well played. Usual suspects. You didn't really get a look in there, did you? We'll see you in round 2. Cheerio. Very well done. Let's have a look at that list, shall we? Which 2 would you like to avoid?
FA Cup and state capitals, I think.
All right. Patricia, you've made a great start to the game. If you're ready, let's continue and play round 2. Happy?
Yeah, thank you.
Let's play round 2. Your 45 seconds start now. The state of Kentucky borders California.
Not good at geography, but I'm going to say false.
False. A suitor is another name for a shoemaker.
Again, haven't heard of that. I'm going to go for true, though.
True. The Great Gatsby's first name is Nick.
I'm going to say no. False, I mean.
False. And finally, George VI was nicknamed the Sailor King.
I'm going to say false for that one.
False. And that is the end of your time. Happy?
Really not sure about any of those.
Not sure about any this time.
No.
All right, well, you never know, though, do you? You never know how it's going to fall. Before we reveal exactly how well you've done, it's time to bring back the usual suspects. So, usual suspects, these were the 4 statements, and next to them are Patricia's answers. What do you think, Beth? Has she achieved perfection this time?
Yeah, I think she has. She's been either very lucky or she's quite clever.
Yes, there we go to know which at the moment, isn't it? Graham, what do you think?
I'm not sure on B. That might be one that I would have chosen differently, that's all.
Phil?
I agree with Graham, actually. I mean, I know that a shoemaker is a cobbler, so would there be 2 different nicknames for the shoemaker?
OK, Patricia, the moment of truth. Let's find out how many are correct, shall we? Congratulations, Patricia, you have achieved perfection again. Let's have a look at these answers in more detail. Very well played.
Thank you.
The state of Kentucky borders California. You said that was false, and of course it is false. It's actually on the other side of the country. A suitor is another name for a shoemaker. True or false? True, especially in Scotland, apparently. The Great Gatsby's first name is Nick. Is that true or false? Yeah, false. It is, in fact, J. Gatsby. And finally, George VI was nicknamed the Sailor King. True or false? Yeah, it's false, in actual fact. William IV, in fact, was known as the Sailor King. So, Patricia, as a result of that perfect performance, you've made winning the prize fund of £3,000 a lot easier. Let's see your final board. Well, the final board is currently inhabited by 2 subject categories of your choice, and you get to get another 2 to snug up alongside them now.
I'm going to go with the Kardashians first, please.
Kardashians goes into the final.
And motoring.
And motoring goes in. Usual suspects again. Yeah, not much going on for you at the moment, is there?
No.
You never know. You might get a look in round 3. I'll see you then. Well done. By choosing your own subject categories, you're making life a little easier for you. Let's see if you can make it a clean sweep, shall we?
Let's try.
Let's play round 3. Your 45 seconds starts now. Carbon has the symbol CN in the periodic table.
I don't think it is. I'm going to say false.
False. A singing hinny is a type of steam engine.
I'm going to say false again. I'm
False.
sure, but
Japanese tabi are worn on the feet.
oh, another guess. True.
True. And finally, Thomas Chippendale was an 18th century bodybuilder.
I'm going to say false for that one.
False. Really? I'm not.
Although, can I change my mind now?
No, too late. I'm afraid.
dear.
That one's locked in. Perfect round, maybe this time.
B, I'm not so sure of.
All right. Before we reveal how you've done, it's time for us to bring back the usual suspects. So here are the 4 statements, and next to them are Patricia's answers. Graham, are you going to get a look in this time? Do you think?
I think B.
All right.
I think it is a type of steam engine.
It certainly sounds a bit like one, doesn't it? Beth, what do you think?
Yeah, I think it sounds like one. Whether it is one, I'm not too sure. You probably might have perfection if that's correct.
Okay, Phil?
Yeah, there's a couple that could go either way, but I'm not sure really.
I think you've battered them into nervousness now. They don't want to commit on anything, Patricia. The moment of truth. You need to have answered all 4 statements perfectly to have won the round. Let's find out how many are correct. Congratulations, Patricia. You have achieved perfection again. Well, very well done. You're only the 3rd person this series to actually manage to pull off that feat of getting perfection in all 3 rounds. Let's go through them in more detail, shall we? Carbon has the symbol Cn in the periodic table. You said this was false, and it is false because it is C. Just C. A singing hinny is a type of steam engine. You said this was false, and it does sound like a steam engine. It is false, though, because it is, in fact, a type of scone from the north of England, a singing hinny.
I should have known that.
Well, you know, you did.
Yeah.
Yeah. Japanese tabi are worn on the feet. True or false? It is true. They are socks with toes in them. Thomas Chippendale was an 18th century bodybuilder. This was a tough one, obviously. But it was false, of course, because he was a world-famous cabinet maker, Thomas Chippendale. As a result of that perfect performance, you've made winning the prize fund a lot easier. Let's have a look at your final board. Well, you chose the first 4, and because you achieved perfection in round 3, you get to choose the last 2 as well, making a full house. Which ones would you like?
Westminster Abbey,
Westminster Abbey goes in, and
Greek myth.
Greek myth. OK, we now know our 6 final categories. They are Kubrick, London, Kardashians, motoring, Westminster Abbey, and Greek myth. Time to switch off the usual suspects. We'll see you in a little while. Choosing your own 6 categories should be the strongest way to go into the final. You're in with a very good chance. Patricia, £3,000. It's time to play the final. Patricia, this is the all-important final. If you can achieve perfection, you could be leaving with a prize of under £3,000. If you fail, you'll be leaving with nothing, which is great news for the usual suspects, as one of them could be playing for a rollover of £4,000 on the next game. Let's play the final round. Patricia, here are your final 6 categories. Now, you must answer all 6 statements correctly if you want to win the £3,000. Think carefully, there's no time limit, but once you've given an answer, your first answer, it will be locked in. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Then let's reveal your first statement. Kubrick. Aurak was the computer in 2001, A Space Odyssey.
I've seen the film, obviously, a while ago, but Aurak is not ringing a bell, so I'm going to say false.
False.
For that one.
London. The famous statue known as Eros is in Trafalgar Square.
I'm going to say false for that one.
False.
I'm not sure.
Kardashians. Kim Kardashian's sisters are Kira and Kelly.
Ah, great. I think one of them's called Chloe, so I am going to say false.
False. Motoring. Australians drive on the right-hand side of the road.
I think they drive on the same side as us, so they're on the left, so that one is false.
False. Westminster Abbey. Byron was the first writer buried in Poets' Corner.
I'm going to say true.
True. And finally, Greek myth. Adonis fell in love with his own reflection.
Right, think about this one. I think it was a different name. I think it was Narcissus, something like that. So, I'm going to say false
False.
to that one.
And with that, you've answered all 6 statements, and those answers are locked in. Remember, if you made a single mistake, you leave with nothing. So which ones are you worried about?
Quite a few of them. I'm sure of C and D, and F I'm pretty sure of, but...
So it's A, B and E, really?
A, B and E, yeah, yeah.
All right, well, let's bring back the usual suspects and see what they have to say. You can now see the final 6 statements, and next to them are Patricia's answers. Patricia, your answers are locked in and you can't change them by yourself, but if you think you've made a mistake, you can unlock the board with the help of the usual suspects. This will, however, come at a cost. Patricia, who would you like to hear from first?
Can I hear from Beth, please?
Yeah, I think you've done rather well there. There's only one that I'm not sure about, but I think it is too much of a bigger risk for me, so I'm going to rule myself out.
OK, Beth's ruled herself out.
Can I go to Phil?
How confident you feeling, Patricia?
Pretty confident, yeah. What do you think?
There's one there that I think is wrong, and there's 2 others that I definitely know the answers to.
So are you suggesting that you might be willing to come and help Phil?
For half the money, yeah.
OK, there's £3,000 in the pot, and Phil is prepared to come down and join in with you for £1,500 of that £3,000.
Can I just go to Graham for a minute and see what he thinks?
It's your game.
I think you've done well. There's a couple I'm not 100% sure on, so it's too big a risk for me, I'm afraid. I'm staying put. Thank you.
There you go, so we are effectively back to Phil. Or is he bluffing and have you got a complete board on your own? Do you need his help or don't you?
Do you know what I think I'm going to do? I'm going to go it alone.
Are you?
Yeah.
Your advances have been refused, Phil, I'm afraid.
I'm sorry.
Negotiations are over. Patricia, you've decided to go it alone. £3,000 at stake, 6 answers away. Let's find out if you've achieved perfection. Shall I ask Phil? No, well, maybe I won't ask Phil for the moment. Let's we can keep half an eye on his reactions as we go along, can't we, and see how we do. Now, A, B and E, you said were the ones you were worried about. So let's start with C, which is one that you are confident on.
Yeah.
Kim Kardashian's sisters are Kira and Kelly. You said this was false because you know that she's got a sister called Chloe, which is enough really to know that answer. Of course, she might actually have Kira and Kelly as well as Chloe.
She may well.
Is it true or is it false? It's false, very well done. Courtney, Chloe, Kylie and Kendall are the sisters. You knew that anyway, didn't you?
Most of them, yeah.
Yes. Australians drive on the right-hand side of the road. D, you said this was false because you think they drive on the same side of the road as we do here in the UK. Is that true or false? False, very well done. They do indeed drive on the correct side of the road, on the left, like we do. So very well done, good. 2 out of 2. F you were happy with as well, so let's deal with that one next. Adonis fell in love with his own reflection. You said this might be someone
Yeah, that's where the word narcissistic
comes from the person because he fell in love with his own reflection.
I think so.
So you said false for this. We are expecting this to turn red and get you halfway to the £3,000 all on your own. Is it true or false? False, quite right too. And it is actually Narcissus who fell in love with his own reflection. Hence the expression narcissistic. Very good. Right, now we're on to the tough ones, the ones that you were worried about. So let's go back up to the top and start there, shall we? Aurak was the computer in 2001, A Space Odyssey. Said that you've seen the film and that didn't ring a bell, so you went with false. Is that true or false? It is false, very well done. The computer was called HAL. Remember
yes.
that?
I
HAL?
know it now.
Yeah,
I know it
HAL.
now.
In actual fact, Aurak was in Blake 7. Yeah, long time ago.
I remember it vaguely.
Yeah. Right. The famous statue known as Eros is in Trafalgar Square. Now, you said this was false. Again, not one you're 100% on, and you're hoping that this is going to turn red. If it does, it puts you just one away from winning the £3,000. Is it true or false? False. Very well done. Piccadilly Circus. Perhaps we could ask Phil now. Were you bluffing, Phil?
I wasn't bluffing, but I would have ruined the board because I would have changed F because Mirrored Adonis rang a bell for me.
Well, that's interesting, isn't it? Just as well that you didn't actually take Phil up on his offer. So now we come to this last one. Byron was the first writer buried in Poets' Corner. It all rests on this. You said true. If it turns green, you walk out of here with £3,000. If you're wrong and it's false, you fall at the last hurdle and the money rolls on for the usual suspects. You've got perfection in every round so far. You've got 5 out of 6 here in the final. It's quite a game you've played. Is it true or false for £3,000? It's false. Oh no.
Oh no, no.
Geoffrey Chaucer in 1556 was the first one to be buried in Poets' Corner, I'm afraid. And look at that, a board entirely of falses. That's really tough, actually, to have got 17 out of 18 statements correct and have only that one stop you from winning the £3,000. But it is good news for the usual suspects. The prize fund rolls over to the next game, where one of you could be playing for a total of £4,000. And of course, Phil, the next game will be your last chance to be randomly selected or indeed to come down and negotiate your way into some of the cash.
Yep. Don't remind the other contestants.
Patricia, you played a fantastic game, but you failed to achieve perfection. Only just, mind you. But it does mean you go home with nothing other than our thanks for playing. Did you enjoy the game?
I did. It's been great, yeah.
All right.
But I would have loved the money.
Yeah, it would have been nice, wouldn't it? All right,
Yeah.
smash it. Let's hear it for Patricia, everybody. It's now time to meet the next usual suspect, hoping to play perfection today. Usual suspect, please introduce yourself.
Hi, my name's Joe. I'm from Rotherham, currently live in Harrogate, and I'm a plumber.
Welcome, Joe, and best of luck to all of you as we now find out which one of you has been randomly selected to play perfection. Phil, it is you. Congratulations. Come down and join me. Phil, welcome to the game. That was a stroke of luck, wasn't it?
Just a bit. That was, so relieved.
All right, let's find out a little bit more about you. You have a love of collectibles. What sort of things?
Bit of everything.
It's like 70s kitsch.
Yeah. I've got a bit of a cocktail bar, pineapple ice bucket.
Who doesn't want a pineapple ice bucket after all?
Exactly. What tends to happen is though, I'll buy something. It's allowed in the main part of the house for a while, and then it gets hidden away, and then it gets put in my room.
They drift, don't they?
Yes, exactly.
Migrate away from where anyone can see them. Yeah. All right, look, Phil, it's now you versus the usual suspects. They were your teammates. They're now very definitely your enemies. Here's the good news. Nobody's won the last 3 games, so the prize fund currently stands at £4,000. A lot more ice buckets and things, or have you got something earmarked for what you're going to spend the money on?
We've got a 14-month-old son now. 14-month-old son. So we'd like to take him to Florida. My wife's really into the rides at the theme parks, but I'm not. So it'd be nice just to chill out with Ethan while my wife's just going on the rides.
All right, best of luck to you. 3 rounds of the final to come. Usual suspects, we're going to switch you off for now so you can't see or hear anything, but as soon as Phil makes a mistake, you'll be back in the game. You ready to get started?
Yeah, sure.
Then let's play perfection. Round 1, your 45 seconds starts now. Michael Aspel was the first host of Bargain Hunt.
That's false. It was David Dickinson.
False. Vietnam's flag has a red star.
That rings a bell. I'm going to say true.
True. A notaphilist collects banknotes.
Could be either way. I'm going to say true.
True. And finally, Brief Encounter was based on a play by Noel Coward.
I'm going to say true.
True. And with a little time to spare, you've answered all 4 statements. Good use of the time there. What do you think? Have you got a perfect round there?
There's a couple of guesses, to be honest.
Educated guesses?
I've got a bit of a system for guesses.
Have you?
Yeah.
Do you want to share it? They can't hear you.
If I've got no idea at all and I can't have an educated guess, I'm counting the letters in the last word. And if it's an even number, I'm going true. And if it's an odd number, I'm going false.
Right, I've never heard that one before.
But banknotes, I was like, I was trying to count it.
Oh, so that's why you took so long over banknotes, because you were busy counting?
Yeah, in fact, I miscounted, didn't I? And I miscounted, so Maybe I'll forget that.
Right, yeah, absolutely. Before we reveal how well you've done, let's bring back the usual suspects. So here are the 4 statements, and next to them are Phil's answers. Beth, you get to kick us off this time. Is that perfection?
The only one I would change myself would be C, but then I think, well, he's a keen collector himself, so probably that might be true.
Graham, what do you think?
I would have answered C and D differently, but that doesn't mean that they'd be right.
Very honest of you, Graham. Joe, welcome to the game. What do you think of those answers?
The only one I'd change is probably C. Probably agree with Beth there.
All right, Phil, the moment of truth. You need to have answered all 4 statements perfectly to have won the round. Let's find out how many are correct. Shred of 4 is not bad, but it's not perfection, and you've let your enemies, the usual suspects, into the game. Can you steal the round? You need to change one answer, but which one is it?
I think we all feel a bit strong about C, don't we? More than anything.
Okay.
Is that okay?
Yeah, that's fine
Yeah,
by
so
me,
we'll
yeah.
change
Yep,
C from
absolutely.
true to false. Please,
C
Nick.
changes from true to false, leaving A, B, and D as answered by Phil. Okay, usual suspects, let's find out what the correct answers are. Michael Aspel was the first host of Bargain Hunt, true or false? Yeah, false. Nobody had any doubt about that. David Dickinson was the first host. Vietnam's flag has a red star, true or false? It's false. That's the one you needed to change. Usual suspects, you had the chance to steal the round, but you didn't take it. Red flag with a yellow star, Vietnam. Wonder whether you can still achieve perfection at home. A notapholist collects banknotes, true or false? Yeah, that one's true. And Brief Encounter was based on a play by Noel Coward, true or false? Yes, in actual fact, it is true. So, let's have a look at the final board. This is your final board, Phil. These 6 blank spaces need to be filled with subject categories. And here are your final round category options, starting with Africa and then running on through the Beatles, the oboe, and on to rappers with many more in between. Now, because neither side won the round, the 2 categories that were due to be chosen will now be carried over to the next round, meaning 4 categories will be on offer in round 2. Time to switch you off, but round 2 is when we'll see you again, usual suspects. Cheerio. Right, they've gone, so we can have a little chat about that list. Which will be the first 2 that you choose, given the option?
The Beatles,
The Beatles is one, and
maybe rappers.
rappers.
Yeah.
And 2 you're quite keen to avoid.
Yeah, I'm not sure about Contract Bridge. I'm not sure what that might be about. And the oboe, I'm not sure what facts there might be about that.
All right, well, look, it's only the first round, and nobody's chosen anything so far. Round 2 would be a good one to win, because then you get to choose 4.
Yep.
Happy?
Yep.
Let's play round 2. Your 45 seconds starts now. The Channel Tunnel is over 100 kilometres long.
It's 25 miles. 26 miles. 0.6 miles in a kilometre, so that's false.
False. The rose of the House of York is red.
That's false, that's Lancashire, it's white.
False. Bolivia has a border with Peru.
Definitely both South America, I'll go with true.
True. And finally, Iron Man is a member of the X-Men.
I think that is false.
False, and you've got plenty of time to spare, and I'm not sure, but it didn't look like you were counting any letters in that round.
No.
So good round then.
Well, yeah, but maybe better with counting letters, I don't know yet.
Well, before we reveal exactly how well you've done, time to bring back the usual suspects. So, usual suspects, these were the 4 statements, and next to them are Phil's answers. Graham, how do you think he's done this time?
I think he's done all right. I think he's got it. I wouldn't have answered that any differently.
Joe, what do you think?
I think he's got 3 out of 4. I tend to think A might be wrong.
All right, Beth?
Yeah, I agree. I think it might just be a little bit over. Not by much, but I do think it is over.
All right, Phil, the moment of truth. Let's find out how many are correct. Congratulations, Phil, you have achieved perfection. Yes, very well played. Let's go through those in a bit more detail, shall we? The Channel Tunnel is over 100 kilometres long. You had a long think about this and decided it was false, and of course it is false. Approximately 50 kilometres long, half that length. The rose of the House of York is red. You said this was false, and of course it is false. You had no doubt about this at all, did you? It is indeed white. Bolivia has a border with Peru. You said this was true, and it is true. And Iron Man is a member of the X-Men. You said this was false, and of course it is false. He's actually a member of another group.
Fantastic Four?
No, Avengers.
Okay.
Right, let's see the final board. A virtual wasteland it is, so with no subject categories chosen, but because you won round 2, you get to not only choose the categories from round 2, but the 2 that were carried out from round 1, so choose 4.
Yeah, I'll go with the Beatles.
The Beatles goes in,
Well, I'll go for rappers, yeah.
rappers,
I'll go for pets.
pets goes in, and
Roman numerals.
Roman numerals. Righto, well played, usual suspects. I'm going to switch you off for now. We'll see you in the next round. Phil, well done. By choosing your own categories, you should have made winning the final that little bit easier.
Hopefully.
Let's see if you can make it a clean sweep, shall we?
Yeah.
Let's play round 3. Your 45 seconds starts now. Princeton is one of America's Ivy League universities.
I think it is one of a university. Ivy League, I don't know, but I'll go with true.
True. The residents of Rio de Janeiro are known as cariocas.
I'll say false for that one.
False. The phrase London particular can refer to a type of soup.
I think that's false. Is it an ale?
False. And finally, inside number 9 is a TV comedy starring Steve Pemberton.
True.
True. You were counting, weren't you?
Yes. Another long word. I've miscounted again.
Have you miscounted again?
Yeah.
You can't have a system and then fail to count correctly. That's not going to work, is it? Or maybe it is, I don't know. All right then, before we reveal exactly how well you've done, it's time to bring back the usual suspects. So, usual suspects, these are the 4 statements, and next to them are Phil's answers. Joe, it's your turn to pass comment first. What do you think?
I would have answered them exactly the same.
Graham?
The one that doesn't sit happy with me is C. I've not heard of it, and I like my soup, so I would
Okay.
probably answer that differently.
Beth?
Yeah, I think it's got 3 out of 4. Something about B shouting out to me for some reason.
Phil? Moment of truth. You need to have answered all 4 statements perfectly to have won the round. Let's find out how many are correct. Just 2 out of 4 in actual fact. So you haven't achieved perfection, and this is the usual suspect's chance to steal the game. You need to change 2 answers, get your heads together and decide which 2.
Okay, well, we know A is definitely true.
Yeah. What about D? I've not seen the programme.
I haven't. Have you?
That's the one I was guessing on.
Okay.
So,
But I'd say C doesn't sit happily with me, but
Okay. I think we'll change B and D.
OK,
B and D, please.
thank you very much. B changes from false to true, and D changes from true to false, leaving A and C as answered by Phil. All right, usual suspects, let's find out what the correct answers are. Princeton is one of America's Ivy League universities. Is that true or false? That is true. The residents of Rio de Janeiro are known as cariocas. Is that true or false? That is true. Good choice to change that one. The phrase London particular can refer to a type of soup. Now, I think you got yourself slightly confused there, Graham, because you said you didn't think it was a type of soup, and he had answered false.
yeah.
But nonetheless, your usual suspect colleagues decided to change the other one, so you stuck with false,
Yeah.
which has kind of worked out for you.
Excellent.
Or has it? The phrase London particular can refer to a type of soup. True or false? It's true. It is indeed a thick soup, a type of pea soup. And it's called a London particular because in the old days they used to say when it was a thick fog, it was a London particular, a pea souper. And so a particular type of pea soup was known as a London particular. Sadly, that means you can't achieve perfection. I wonder whether you could achieve perfection at home. Inside number 9 is a TV comedy starring Steve Pemberton. True or false? That one's actually true. Let's see the final board. Currently occupied by 4 subject categories, all chosen by Phil. The question is now, how do we fill those last 2? Well, you take it in turns, and Phil, as the single player, you get to choose first. So which category would you like to add, making your 5th one of your choice?
I think I'll go with Balearics, please.
Balearics goes into the final, and usual suspects. This is your one opportunity to trip him up in the final. Which category would you like?
I think contract bridge would be quite a good one.
Contract bridge, please.
OK, contract bridge goes into the final. We now know our 6 final categories. They are the Beatles, rappers, pets, Roman numerals, Balearics, and contract bridge. I wonder whether your one selection will be enough to make things difficult for him, usual suspects. It's time to switch you off. We'll see you a bit later. Contract bridge? Didn't want it, did you?
Well, I don't know whether I want it or not, really. I'm not sure what it is.
That's not a good start, let's be honest.
Well, no.
Phil, for £4,000, it's time to play the final. Phil, this is the all-important final. If you can achieve perfection, you could be leaving with a prize fund of £4,000. If you fail, you'll be leaving with nothing, which is great news for the usual suspects, as one of them could be playing for a rollover of £5,000 in the next game. Let's play the final round. Phil, here are your final 6 categories. You must answer all 6 statements correctly if you want to win the £4,000. Think carefully, there's no time limit, but once you've given an answer, your first answer, it will be locked in. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Let's reveal your first statement. The Beatles. The sleeve of the White Album is by Andy Warhol.
Well, it was just plain white. So I suppose an artist could have done a plain white cover. But I'd say false.
False. Rappers. The rapper Ice-T's real name is Tracy Marrow.
Oh. Do I stick with my system? I'm going to say false. That sounds strange.
False. Pets. The Singapura is a breed of cat.
I know some people that have got some weird cats. I'll say true just because I know people with them. Yeah.
True.
True, yeah.
Roman numerals. 100 is represented by XX in Roman numerals.
That's definitely false. I think it's 200.
False.
Or 20, sorry.
Balearics. San Antonio is a town in Ibiza.
That's the one town in Ibiza that I've been to, so that is true.
True. Contract bridge. A Yarborough is a weak hand in bridge.
I'll go for true.
True. And with that, you've answered all 6 statements and your answers are locked in. Remember, if there's one single mistake, you leave with nothing. So which ones are you worried about?
C and F.
C and F.
Yeah.
You used your system, didn't you?
I went against my system for C because I just thought I've got some friends that have got some, you know, those Egyptian-style cats, like with no fur. And I thought, if I know somebody that's got a cat that looks like that, then I think that might be that.
That's right, follow.
I might regret
Listen,
not
if it works for
sticking
you,
to my
that's all that matters,
Yeah,
really, isn't
yeah,
it? Any
yeah.
chance of perfection there, do you think?
Well, I'm confident on more than half, so.
That puts you in a strong position. Let's
Yeah,
bring back the
exactly,
usual
yeah.
suspects and see what they have to say. Usual suspects, you can now see the final 6 statements, and next to them are Phil's answers. Phil, your answers are locked in and you can't change them by yourself, but if you think you might have made a mistake, you can change the board with the help of the usual suspects, but it will come at a cost. Phil, who would you like to hear from first?
I'd like to have Beth first, please.
How do you think you've done?
I'm confident on 4. There's 2.
Okay, well, I know you've definitely got 1 wrong, and I would be willing to come down for just over half. of
Just
the
over
money.
half? But
Yeah.
what's your idea of just over half, Beth?
2,500.
OK, Beth wants £2,500 of your £4,000 prize fund to come down and help you out.
Come back to Beth, yes, please. Yeah, I'll go for Graham next, please.
I think you've got a couple wrong, but I'm not confident enough to say 100%, and therefore I'm going to rule myself out.
Okay, thanks, Graham. And Joe?
I'm quite confident on 3 of them. The other 3 I'm really not so sure on. So I'm afraid I'm going to have to rule myself out.
OK, so the question you have to ask yourself is, do you have a successful board here? Can you actually manage on your own? Do you need Beth's help? And if you do need her help, do you want to pay £2,500 for it?
I'll offer you 1,000, Beth.
No. I do half.
No, I'm going to have to leave it, sorry.
Okay. Okay, then. Well, good luck, but...
Thank you.
Negotiations are over?
Yes.
OK, negotiations are over. You've decided to go it alone, Phil. £4,000 at stake, 6 answers away. Let's find out if you've achieved perfection. I think before we get started, it'd be interesting to find out from Beth. Were you bluffing? Or is...
No, I wasn't bluffing. I would have changed B.
You would have changed B. Well, that's interesting, isn't it? Well, let's start at the top and make our way down, shall we? The sleeve of the White Album is by Andy Warhol. You said this was false. It was white. I mean, it didn't look like it was designed by anybody, is what you said. Yeah?
Yeah, in theory, yeah.
Yeah, so we're expecting this to turn red. Is it true or false? It is false, in actual fact. It's actually by pop artist Richard Hamilton, but not Andy Warhol, which is the key thing there. B, the rapper Ice-T's real name is Tracy Marrow.
I wondered if that's the one that Beth wanted to change.
Yeah, you did wonder?
Yeah.
Well, let's leave it for the moment and come back and see whether she's right or wrong last, shall we? The Singapura is a breed of cat. Now, you said that you knew some people with some weird cats, so you thought this might be true. You went with true. Is it true or false? It is true. Very well done, yeah. It's one of the smallest cat breeds, in actual fact. 100 is represented by XX in Roman numerals. You said this was 20, I think you thought it was in the end. Certainly wasn't 100. So you said false. Is it true or false? Yeah, very good. It is false. In actual fact, 100 is C and XX is 20, which is what you got to in the end. San Antonio is a town in Ibiza. This is another one that you're not worried about. You've been there.
Yeah, I stayed in the bay. Used to get the boat across the town to go out onto watch the sunset. Got lots of photos of the sunset.
Very nice. So we're expecting this to turn green because you said true. Is it true or false? True. Yes, and you knew that all along, didn't you? So, Yarborough is a weak hand in bridge. Well, this was the only subject category chosen for you by the usual suspects. You admitted yourself you didn't know, although you used your system, didn't you?
Yes, I did, yeah.
Explain for me one more time what your system is, because the usual suspects weren't listening at the time.
Well, my system was if I didn't have any educated guess at all, I'd count the number of letters in the last word. If it was even, I'd go true. If it was odd, I'd go false.
OK, here we go. A Yarborough is a weak hand in bridge. You said this was true in the end, and it is, of course, true. Which just brings us back to the rapper Ice-T's real name is Tracy Marrow.
No, I didn't use my system for this one.
No, you didn't, did you?
No.
But why didn't you use your system on this one?
Just thought I'd know if there was a guy called Tracy.
Interestingly, Beth identified this as the one that she would want to talk to you about changing. Question is now, should you have paid the £2,000 to get her down here? Or were you right to go it alone and she's wrong? Should you have used your system instead of ignoring your system? The rapper Ice-T's real name is Tracy Marrow. You said this was false. Is it true or false for £4,000? It's true. Look at Beth. Look.
You had your chance.
Thank you. You're specially subject as well.
Yeah, talk about rubbing it in. Okay. You ignored your system, you ignored Beth, and as a result, it means you haven't achieved perfection. 5 out of 6 is a great effort. I'm afraid it didn't work out for you. It has worked out for the usual suspects, though. The prize fund rolls over to the next game, where one of you could be playing for a total of £5,000. Well, Phil, enjoyed the game, though, at least?
Oh, yeah, it's been an amazing experience. Great fun.
You failed to achieve perfection, which means you go home with nothing other than our thanks for playing the game. Let's hear it for Phil, everybody. Well, that's all we have time for. Please join us again next time when our usual suspects have the chance to play again, this time for £5,000. But remember, 5 out of 6, which we had in both games today, just isn't good enough. On this show, we only pay for perfection. Goodbye.